Hola, Formula One fans. We have another Kyosho. This is a 2006 season Ferrari. It's called the 248. I think 248 F1. I already put a sticker on it. No packaging. I just bought it loose here locally. This one was the number 6 car driven by Felipe Massa, a Brazilian driver. Alright, so Marlboro sponsorship is censored from Kyosho. They don't want the kids smoking, buying their models and smoking. Alright. I mean, come on. That's how does a kid even know that's Marlboro? Right? I mean, it's just a bunch of bars. So that's weird. And that is there's a box with some lines. How's a kid gonna even know that's cigarettes? Right? It doesn't look like a box of Marlboros, right? These graphics don't look anything like the packaging of their cigarettes, to my understanding. That's just weird, you know. I can understand the chevron being censored, but just a bunch of red boxes being censored. So weak. Oh well. Let's see what else we have here. We got some nice silver wheels here. Are these actually passing air? No. That would be impressive if they did, because they're so small. But we have some nice Bridgestone Potenza printing on them, and then some nice graphics printed on here. You know, there's actually shading to this Vodafone sponsorship. Okay, Ferrari badge there, some white barge boards there. We got some plastic suspension bits here. The front wing is hanging below the nose, got crazy curvature, as these F1 cars do. And you'll notice the tires are running treads. I think that was a move to slow them down. There's literally less rubber touching the road to try to slow them down. Some molded harness details here in the seat, and the steering wheel is like the D-shaped or, you know, flattened top. So, and it looks like there could be some, yeah, it looks like there's some molded in button details. Let me see if I can get it a little closer in there for you. Yeah, look at that. That's a really cool steering wheel. All those little buttons. Okay. Little bump here. I'm not sure what that bump would be for. Maybe an antenna stub. Some access hatches for the suspension. I don't know what these protrusions are. Maybe a camera or something. Or I always thought this was the camera. But maybe they have two cameras. And then there's another weird set of protrusions behind those black ones. So what the heck are these all about? I guess maybe that's to kick air up over the suspension or below the suspension. If anyone knows, please leave a comment. I don't really know much about F1 other than they look interesting. Alright. Radiator vent hole here is kind of deep. Alright. This little winglet literally has air going underneath it, so that's cool on Kyosho's part how they molded this thing. That's impressive, whatever is going on here. I'm gonna guess it must be plastic here. I'm gonna guess maybe this front end is all diecast because it's relatively simple, but everything past this brake is probably made of plastic because it's a little bit crazy. There's some louvers here to vent out the radiators, and then this thing is totally undercutting back to the suspension. So, and at the same time, the top surface kicking up air over the rear wheels. And then also these vertical boards here are taking the exhaust tips here and directing that exhaust through this channel. So a lot of weird stuff going on, but cool at the same time. More little winglets up here on the snorkel to the engine. That's just a blank flat surface, I think, with the black graphic. But now what would those be doing? Disrupting the air to the wing? I'm not sure if that makes sense. Alright, the wing itself is kind of hard to see because it's white. My camera can't focus on the shadows. There aren't not many, but okay. Well, I guess it's nothing to see because we don't have red boxes on it. The exhaust tips are kind of cool. I think they actually, no, they're just flat, never mind, but the black paint helps out. Suspension details here, those are plastic, and then there's actually a steel, you know, axle Hot Wheels style running through them there, which makes sense on the rear, maybe less so on the front, but these little suspension bits are not strong enough, I think, to make a wheel actually horizontal, right? I don't think they would be strong enough to have that thing actually aligned properly, so that's why they run a solid axle. The There's some weird stuff going on here as well. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And then this is a big diffuser pan going around the bottom. And some very light diffuser depth here. I'm not sure if it'd be deeper on the real car. But yeah, look at this front end. It's so strange. Like it's just a big air cavity here. Alright, and then the rear wing is like chopped off on the top. And there's a bottom, I don't know if that is considered a wing. It's so short. So I think again this is maybe to slow the cars down by having less downforce. It's such a narrow wing. Okay, well, And then I don't know. Oh, this is a LED array. Alright. Okay, well, there's a lot to look at, that's for sure. I do think that rear wing is crooked, but I'm not going to buy another model. It's fine by me. It is screwed together if you want to take it apart, although I'm not sure why. I suppose you could add some paint to those harnesses. Yeah, that'd be a good reason too, although I'm too lazy to do that myself. And then why? I'm not sure if this is logical. No, it's not. Look at the side photograph. This front wing is like angled upwards, but it should be horizontal looking at that side photograph. So yeah, I think Kyosho could have done a better job there. It definitely looks a few degrees upwards instead of flat. Oh well. Let's compare it to a couple other Ferraris of the F1 formulation. This is the very newest one I have, so all I can do is actually go back in time. So that was a 2006 we just talked about. And then this next one is a 2003, so quite a gap. And then the next one is a 2000, so that's another pretty big gap. Going back further is 1998, a few years gap again. And then 1996, a couple of years gap there. So, somewhere in the late 90s, they seem to move from slick tires to the treaded tires to kind of remove some rubber touching the ground to hopefully give them less grip in turns. And then all the noses seem to be up in the air, they're not low to the ground, and then the wings, you know, have more surface area because the nose is above it. What else am I seeing? The wings are relatively short and narrow to reduce rear downforce. Because, well, this car we just reviewed is supposed to have a 2.4 liter V8 making 730 to 785 horsepower. So if it had more traction, it'd be much faster, obviously. This car lost to Renault in the 2006 season, but it did win 9 of 18 races, so it was a close battle, I guess. Alright. Hopefully you had time to pause and compare the body styles there. Let's let this guy go for a spin on its own. So, I haven't really researched if Kyosho's made newer castings. I would have to assume they must. I mean, 2006 is a long time ago. But for some reason, I don't see them for sale. At least, I don't see them for sale inexpensively. I really don't proactively seek these F1 cars out. I guess I just prefer regular street cars, regular things with, you know, normal people can buy. Even normal rich people can buy. But most normal people can't buy an F1 car. So, maybe like a few people could in the real world. But anyway, so it's so far from my reality. That's why it's not so high on my list of models to purchase. Although I do find the evolution quite interesting. So, perhaps one day I will get all the Kyosho castings. But they have to come up at a decent price again. Alright, well, that's it for the Formula One show these days. And but don't rule it out. Might get another one later on. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. See you at the next race. Bye.